people. Tyree Smith alongside me, Guillermo Mota, my partner tonight. We start something special for you folks. A new way to look at high school football on Fridays here in the state of Oregon and here on Artspeed Sports. We call this new show Beyond the End Zone. Every Friday during the regular high school football season, we will highlight one local football team, and we begin with the 2024 6A state runner-ups, right?
Yep, and today they had a smacking win.
I mean, you're being real generous about it. Smacking 51-7
against Sheldon.
Well, I mean, Lake Oswego is a good team, and you're going to see right here as we start previewing the Lake Oswego Lakers.
Coming into the 2024 6A playoffs, Lake Oswego Lakers were the #1 ranked team. For the Oregon Glory and the championship, they faced West Linn, a team they had already beat in the year.
And it's hard to win it. It really is. It's hard to win it.
Lakers fell short in the final game.
West Linn rolls to the 2023 6A state championship, winning 44-30.
Lake Oswego went undefeated up until that day. Lost to Swallow after dominating their way to the championship game.
So I have nothing but respect for the team that beat us. I think they were better than us, especially on that day. Had we had some things go the other way, maybe early in the game where we could have stayed in it, we might have been able to put a little pressure on them. But no embarrassment at all of losing to West Linn. They were just a really good football team.
2025 season is here, and Lake O is again ranked in the top 5 for the 6A category. Lakers look to have another stomping season, but Coach Steve Corey knows too well that patience is also a skill in this sport.
I feel like it's a big one. You have one thing, a championship, but obviously you have to get there.
Right.
How do you prep them throughout?
Every day, you know, we can't jump to the playoffs, you know, so, and we've got such a good league and we're playing good teams in these next few weeks, and so if we just take it one game at a time, we're going to be a team that can compete with anybody, I think, you know, in the state. And then when you get in that position, then you can win or lose, you know, and I think the great thing about our kids this year is the 30 kids you're talking about have had a taste of being there, and so that's motivating. Doesn't mean you're going to get there and win it, you know, but it surely is motivating. I think every day they can carry that with them. But again, it takes one day at a time, one game at a time. For a coach is to keep that in perspective for them.
The Three Rivers League is loaded with talent and powerhouse. One thing never changes with Coach Corey: the way he treats his players.
You know, I think it's very important to connect to the players. You know, we've been able to do that and make it fun for them. You know, you got to keep that in perspective, and I think keep everything in perspective as a coach is what we've been able to do here. Now, we want to win, you know, we want to be competitive, but there's so many other things. Other things that are important to us, and we really pride ourselves in that, you know, and there's some great programs around here that do the same thing, but that's most important, and the other stuff just kind of takes care of itself, and that's the way it's been here too. You know, the winning started to happen, and the kids, it kind of gets catchy, you know, and they like doing it, and the students like being a part of it, and then there's a certain way we want them to act, and then that carries on to how they play, and so it's catchy all the way around, and we've been fortunate to run that thing for quite a long time and doing it the right way. We've had a couple years where it hadn't been great, you know, being really honest. I mean, there's always, you know, the classes are a little bit different. The kids coming in are different, and we've had a couple that we said, man, back sort of to your last question, is it worth this? You know what I mean? If we can't have fun, if the kids aren't going to respond to us, is it really worth it? And we've been able to answer that and then stay here. But we've had a few. So we're still here, though.
But they're definitely not losing anytime soon the way they're scoring these days. The Lakers tasted. All right, everyone, the Lakers are hungry. But before that, they got double-digit games to go?
Yeah.
If you count.
In a way, yeah.
If you don't count, you know.
The preseason?
Week 0, all right.
Basically.
But Coach is always rattling about, hey, one step at a time, one game at a time.
Definitely.
Lake Oswego football head coach Steve Corey is back at the helm, leading the Lakers into yet another season. This year marks 34 of them and counting, a coaching career that's become legendary.
It's refreshing every time we start, you know what I mean? I'm really looking forward to it. You know, I work outside of school, so my job takes care of me from January until we start up again, you know, so I'm doing that. I still come over here. Kids are involved in and stuff, but I'm refreshed, you know, and I think we all feel the same way, you know, the coaches. So the coaching staff's always raring to go when June comes around and school ends. We're ready to hit it again, so it's been good.
And when the Lakers do usually go far. I mean, last run that ended just short of the ultimate goal, a state title. But don't think for a second that was good enough for this group. They want more.
We were good last year, made it to the championship, lost, but this year, great. You make it all the way, you win it. So we want to be great this year. Not good, great. Another great team. Ella's always had some great teams, but we want to be that team that just always gets it farther and farther where it needs to go. So,
yeah, you can ask anyone that was part of that loss last year. You know, that pushed everyone. Like after that on the bus, everyone was just sad, heads down. Like all the seniors, all these next guys were like, we got to get that back for them. It's not just about us. It's about all the guys that played with last year who really got us here and prepared us for this season. So it's just about winning for them and winning for our team, winning for the community.
That hunger, it's real. And while there's plenty of buzz around this team, Coach Corey is keeping his guys grounded. 1 week at a time, 1 game at a time, 1 quarter at a time, 1 snap at a time.
I think the biggest thing, and I told them this just the other day, it's every day, you know, we can't jump to the playoffs, you know, so, and we've got such a good league and we're playing good teams in these next few weeks, and so if we just take it 1 game at a time, we're going to be a team that can compete with anybody, I think, you know, in the state. And then when you get in that position, then you can win or lose, you know, and I think the great thing about our kids this year is the 30 kids have had a taste of being there, and so that's motivating. Doesn't mean you're going to get there and win it, you know, but it surely is motivating. I think every day they can carry that with them. They want to get back there, but again, it takes 1 day at a time, 1 game at a time, and all that, and that's probably the hardest thing for
that experience is most definitely going to matter this year. There is no way you taste success, come up short, and not want to make it back. Lakers could be a scary team to face this year. They will be playing every week with a chip on their shoulder. It might even be both of their shoulders. Yet they are setting the standard and the bar for each other.
Nothing's given. It's all got to be earned. So that's definitely the mindset we got to have coming into this year. I mean, yeah, obviously we made the state championship last year. It's not just going to happen easy again this year. We got to keep working and we got to earn it.
Getting back to the postseason, Coach Corey's job isn't getting any easier. Not in this era of high school football. The landscape has changed. With college recruiting, the transfer portal, NIL deals affecting the game, even where kids choose to spend their high school years has shifted.
They're following what the colleges are doing. So the portal thing is such a major change in college football. And it's starting to leak down into high school and the transfer stuff. So that's a tough thing, I think. You know, you and I, when we visited before, some guys that are good players, you're trying to build around them, and it makes it really tough for. So I feel for that group. I think it becomes where there's 4, 5, 6, you know, really good teams, and then everybody else is kind of, you know, behind that. So not crazy about that going on, you know, and as far as, you know, each year and getting ready and geared up and all that. We've got a great community here, a great bunch of kids. We do have kids that have come into the school here, and it's worked out great from a win-loss deal, you know, and having good players. But I'm very, very, very picky about it because it can change the culture. And we've built something here that we're really proud of. And I can tell you this, I can promise you, I'm not going to change, and the program's not going to change. So they better be the right fit, you know, and so we've been very fortunate that way. And so it's been okay.
34 years, countless lives impacted, one goal still driving him, helping this team chase greatness together.
And coming up after the break, there's one coach that I know is a thing or two about. The many stars Lake Oswego has and former many stars that they got, it doesn't compare to this guy right here who's reached the pinnacle of college football greatness and hopes the same thing can happen to his players. Take it out. Wilks with me, Lake Oswego offensive line coach, but he is also, before you knew it, if you didn't know, now you know, he was a dog with the Nebraska Huskers, 1994 national champions. Coach, I have to ask you one thing about this. When you look at your guys that you're out there on the field with and you remember your days at playing, what excites you the most about that?
No, I just try to pass on the stuff I learned from back in the day, from Milt Tenneper, my line coach. He was at Nebraska for like 40 years, and just all those lessons, a lot of life lessons, and just how to be physical and overcome adversity and be tough. That's what I instill in these guys, because it's just different nowadays with how, we had to skip a couple days of practice. It's just different. We used to practice all the 100 degrees. It didn't matter. So just trying to instill that toughness and that attitude with them.
You talk about practicing back in the days. I want to give the folks watching who actually know what it was like back in the days. What was one of your favorite parts about playing for Nebraska? It doesn't have to be the championship. It doesn't have to be your quarterback, Tom Frazier. Just what was one of your favorite parts about being a part of that Cornhuskers team?
I think it was just the brotherhood, really. We just, especially with my O-line group, we're best friends to this day. And it's just, ride or die, man. You just go to war with those guys, and it's just like lifelong friendships. And then it was just a dream come true for me. I grew up in Nebraska. Had to do it the hard way. Came up and finally got a scholarship in my, after my third year. So it was just a dream come true. My dad played in Nebraska, so I grew up as a kid wanting to play there, and to be a starter and to win a national championship was just, the icing on the cake for me, man. It was the best thing that could happen. So.
How much it takes for a high school lineman to be one of those guys, because nowadays they go in the transfer portal. It's almost like teaching and telling these guys nowadays they have to be so they can get recruited and get that scholarship and not get it taken from a portal guy.
Yeah, you just have to really master that craft, man, put in that extra time and just be really solid with your fundamentals and everything like that. And you got to be the total package. You got to be a big weight room guy, a training guy. You got to take care of your diet. You got to do the whole deal, man. That's what I had to do just to get to the level I got to, and it's the same thing nowadays. You got to do all the little things to put you one step ahead of everybody. Nope. Be an athlete. Move your feet. Move your feet.
But you talk about practice, and practice is one of those ways that you were able to show off and get that scholarship. How important is it for high school practices nowadays? Because while they may be important in college, and especially to get shown, it's just as important now, even if you aren't.
That intensity and have come with a chip on your. Just loaf around and mess around. I tell I got two sons out here, and I tell them, you got to get out here and get chippy with it. I don't care. I used to fight every practice, man. Like, you make me look bad in a drill, I'm coming for you. I'm going to get you a little shot. So I tell them, man, you can't be super nice out here all the time. You can be friends off the field, but man, when you're on the field and you got a goal to play in college, you got to come with it every day.
You got both kids out here?
Yeah, I got a junior and a sophomore.
Are they linemen as well?
No, my junior, he's a linebacker.
Okay.
Yeah, he's been playing a little guard too, but his linebacker's his spot. And then my sophomore's a receiver and outside linebacker.
How's that kind of give you a different perspective, being into coaching and coaching your kids rather than coaching but being outside and not having your kids?
Yeah, it's a challenge for sure. I got to come out here and put my coaching hat on and try not to be, going to dad mode and not try to peek over there, watch the linebackers. But it's a challenge. But I just kind of got to do that self-talk every day. Got to lock into my guys and make us the best we can. And we talk about everything at home that they need to do and, instill all that stuff, that toughness and that work ethic. And they both have that. So they'll take care of it. Yep.
What do you tell them going into this 2025 Lake Oswego season? There's a lot of things, chips on the shoulders, motivations, redemption, things of going into 2025 for Lake Oswego.
Yeah, one thing I'm just telling you, we have a lot of talent, a lot of good players, and you got to find your role, and you got to do the best you can at it. Every day, whatever that role is, you got to accept it, you got to own it, and you got to do it 110%, as hard as you can. So doing that, just being a good teammate. get on guys, whatever. Just be a leader out here, man, and because it's going to take all of us to get what we want to get done. We want to get the whole thing done this year. So
1994. Yeah. Again soon.
Yeah, let's get another one.
Huskers and Lake Oswego offensive line coach Joel Wilks. Coach, I appreciate you, man. So much your time and good luck this season.
Thanks.
All right.
Appreciate it.
All right, welcome back. Before we wrap up Beyond the End Zone, we want to acknowledge some notable alum from the Lake Oswego Lakers. Let's do it. First one, current wide receiver number 14 for the Oregon Ducks, Justice Lowe, was a 4-star receiver according to 24/7. At Lincoln High School before finishing his career at Lake Oswego. He played in the 2022 Polynesian Bowl after his senior season.
Handsome man. Look at that. That's
Look at that
great
hair.
Picture. That's a great picture.
You know, I wonder what
he's playing for Oregon right now. You read it.
I did read it. I'm tweaking. I don't know why I did that.
Second time.
Whatever.
I mean, second player.
Oh, whatever. Second player we are now highlighting is New Mexico quarterback Jack Layne. Team All-State for Lake Oswego. 100 yards, 44 touchdowns, while only throwing 4 picks. He won a state championship with the Lakers in 2018.
Wait, those stats were from last year? Or his time here?
Yeah, his time here. Yeah,
all Lake Oswego time. I was gonna say that in Division I. Sheesh.
What? He's gunslinging in New Mexico.
Guy, this haircut, not it.
Oh my gosh. Lowe, I'm so sorry about that because I literally reported on him last season and just haven't got a chance to see him on the field this time.
Next one, we gonna run out of time. Go.
All right. Another alum, twin brother of Jack Lane, Idaho Vandal, Dylan Lane. He also won a state title with his brother in 2018, earned first team honors, all-state honors, twice as a safety, first team all 3 River League honors as a tight end and safety.
So he's a Vandal.
There you go. As well as second team honors as tight end. He helped Lakers to consecutive 3 Rivers League championships.
I hate to be that guy, but they just lost to WSU. Hey.
Why? Why do you have to do that?
Well, listen, go Cougs.
I do see.
Where's it at?
Clearly see that there.
Also, can we get this family some gel? Like,
the Lane family, I'm sorry, but Lake Oswego, thank you for welcoming us into your community this week, and thank you for our first edition of Beyond the End Zone. Make sure to tune in to us next week at 10 p.m., and you'll see us at 10:30. Thank you so much. Have a great and safe weekend. See you next time.